Hello, welcome. On today's live stream, I would like to talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and many other altcoins. And if you have any requests, don't mind to ask those because I will be answering your requests as well. But firstly, I would start by talking about Bitcoin and how it is performing and why this huge dump actually happened. Well, I think most of us do have a theory, and that's that Elon Musk dropped Bitcoin because he was out of nowhere caring about the environment more than about his purchase of Bitcoin, and he decided to drop a huge amount of his portfolio. If it wasn't his entire portfolio, we still don't know, but I personally think he decided to drop a huge amount to make Bitcoin crash, and who knows if he is still involved in the cryptocurrency space and the cryptocurrency world. But I personally think, and I really hope that he won't be joining us anytime soon once again, because he hasn't brought that much to the market. So let's take a look at Bitcoin, and as you can see, I have already drawn a few levels of support and resistance, and I had still the symmetrical triangle that was being played out on Bitcoin, and unfortunately we saw this symmetrical triangle, this pattern. Bitcoin broke down towards the downside, and let's just take a quick look with the trend line. This could have been a even bigger drop towards the downside, but fortunately it isn't, because Bitcoin could have dropped towards the level of approximately $40,997. That's actually, as well as you can see right over here on the orange line, a huge level of support for Bitcoin, where I personally was looking at if Bitcoin decided to break towards the downside. I am very glad Bitcoin did not decide to break even further towards the downside and found support on this level at approximately 50,000 US dollars, where we are trading currently right now. So you can look right over here. The candles had a few wicks towards the downside. One of the wicks went through the support level at $48,000. Yeah, $48,828, and I personally think this is a great level of support and resistance, especially because we found previous support as well on this level. So that's, for me, I think a very interesting spot where Bitcoin found support, and I think that's very good for Bitcoin and the overall trend. Of course, it is a little bit difficult right now to look at the trend, but I'm personally just waiting for Bitcoin to bounce right above this level right over here, this resistance level of $51,781, because if Bitcoin breaks through this level, I personally think that we will see Bitcoin recovering from this huge dump from Elon Musk personal portfolio, and I think in particular we will still see a huge move towards the upside. So just to take a look about which possible levels we could be seeing in the upcoming days, I will draw a Fibonacci retracement level towards the lowest from the highest point in the past weeks towards the lowest point, and I will zoom in once again to show you where we are currently trading at. And as you can see, it's very important that the lowest wick, it's right over here, and right now we are trading just underneath this resistance level at the Fibonacci retracement of 0.236 at approximately $51,204. And I personally think if we are going up with Bitcoin and we break through this level of resistance and we find support on it, we will be seeing Bitcoin anytime soon breaking through the level of 0.382. This is the golden pocket entry as well for Bitcoin, and I'm personally waiting for Bitcoin to break through this level, finding support on it to enter a long position, because yes, I'm still very bullish on Bitcoin, especially because I don't think this dump has any impact on the overall bull and overall trend that we are seeing on Bitcoin, especially if we are going to draw a trend line just all the way from the beginning. You will see that we are still just very bullish. We broke a little bit down below this trend line, but I personally still think this recovery at the levels where we are currently at, approximately around $50,000, is a great place to be at, because I think Bitcoin will be recovering anytime shortly, and we will see Bitcoin heading back towards the levels, the higher levels, breaking through these resistance levels. And if we will see Bitcoin once again bouncing on this trend line and this upward sloping support line, I think this is personally what I'm personally waiting for, to see Bitcoin bounce on this upward sloping support line. And when Bitcoin does so, I will be opening once again a new long position. But I'm still waiting for Bitcoin's confirmation by breaking through this resistance levels and finding support at anywhere on top of this upward sloping support line. So this is a very interesting line that I will be taking a look at in the upcoming days, and I think that's just amazing to see. As well, I will be switching to the Bitcoin compared to the US dollar chart. No, sorry, to the Ethereum compared to the US dollar chart. I'm very sorry for that. And what you are seeing right over here at Ethereum is that Ethereum as well, like many coins did, it broke towards the downs, it dropped towards the downside. And I'm just not that suspicious about this, because once again, when Bitcoin tends to go towards the drops towards the downside, most of the altcoins follow, and so does Ethereum. Lately it wasn't the case, but right now what we saw was a huge dump out of nowhere, and that's why I personally think that Ethereum decided to drop as well together with Bitcoin. But as you can see, Ethereum did break through the level of support that I draw here. This is the orange line that you can see over here, and that level is at approximately $3,860. Sorry for that. And we are currently just trading down below this level of resistance. So for Ethereum, I think personally this drop is just a minor correction, especially because we're still seeing on the Ethereum chart that there are higher lows being created, and as you can see, this low over here is still lower than the current point where we're trading at right now. And I personally think this is very interesting, because this means that there is still an overall bullish pattern playing itself, a bullish momentum playing itself out on Ethereum. That's why I will be placing the EMA ribbon to show you that at this particular moment we are still on the EMA ribbon, as you can see, on the long side. But it's something very interesting to see, and that's that when the shorts will take over this trend, I particularly think that we will see Ethereum and during the upcoming days just trading sideways for a while, especially if the shorts take over on Ethereum. I think personally that we will see Ethereum trading sideways during the upcoming week, and if it does so, I think we will trade just above this resistance line right now. We will break through it, we will find support on it, and we'll be trading in between these two levels of resistance and support. That's my personal opinion how Ethereum will be performing. And what we can do right now is take a look at the RSI just to make sure we are not seeing any type of bullish or bearish divergence. A bullish divergence would be better, but as you can see right now on the RSI, there is a lower low being created on the chart, and also there is a lower low on the RSI. So this is nothing out of the ordinary, and I think you could see as well that the drop was inevitable with Ethereum as well, because we were a little bit on the overbought area on the RSI, and that means that once the RSI it breaks through these levels, it breaks out of the purple box that you can see in between these purple lines, that's when it's or overbought or it's oversold. And right now we are back in between those, in between the purple box, and I think that's very interesting to see, because right now a period of accumulation will start for Ethereum. That's my personal opinion. You can make your own due diligence about it, but I personally think that we will be seeing Ethereum in the upcoming days just trading sideways for a while. Well, as well, the relative strength index, so the RSI, is still open, and you can see that we created a higher high on the RSI right over here. I'm very sorry, on the price chart, but there is a lower high on the RSI. This actually is a bearish divergence, so it is possible that Ethereum will still trade and be going further down in the upcoming days, but I personally do not think this will happen. As you can see, it is still above the levels of resistance and support that I draw, and it hasn't pulled back all the way to this level of support over here, what I personally was expecting for Ethereum to happen. So that's very nice. This means there is still a lot of upward momentum on the Ethereum chart. And if we look a little bit further, what you can see is there's still just a huge momentum towards the upside. If I draw this trend line just over here, you can see that there are already like 3 touch points just in the past week on this momentum. So that's why I personally think that Ethereum will be dropping back towards the levels over here, but I don't think that Ethereum will be breaking through these levels and going even further down to maybe this level right over here, where it found huge resistance. So I think this is a level that you have to be very careful about, and you have to understand that if Ethereum breaks towards the downside, it is very possible and very likely that Ethereum will be finding resistance on this level in the chart. So that's right now just what I have to say about Ethereum for a while, and I will be switching about, I think personally, the best performing asset at this particular moment. That's Polkadot, because what you can see, I have been talking about Polkadot a lot lately, especially if you saw my previous video. I opened up the video as well, and what you can see in this video is that I already told the viewers of my video that it was inevitable that Polkadot would be breaking towards the upside, and even today, while Bitcoin has been performing very bad and has been going down, Polkadot decided to just follow its personal direction, and that's going up out of the pattern that you can see over here. So if you're interested, don't forget, right down below this on the comment section, don't forget to leave a comment. And if you are interested in Bitcoin and in trading in general, don't forget to sign up by using one of the links down below. So I personally think this is very interesting that Polkadot right now has still found enough strength to stay inside of this symmetrical triangle that we have been seeing lately. And why I think this is so important is because you can take a look at this. Yes, Polkadot broke through this upwards sloping support line, but it immediately recovered and tested once again this downward sloping resistance line of the symmetrical triangle. And I think this is huge news, because if you look at Polkadot, I personally think that we will be seeing something playing itself out like this. Polkadot will be...
Jij ook.
Polkadot will be breaking through this level of downward sloping resistance and will be finding support on it. If Polkadot does so, a move towards the upside will be inevitable, and that's just my personal opinion, of course, but I know lots of people are huge fans of Polkadot, and I personally am a fan of Polkadot as well. And if you take a look at this price action of Polkadot, it will be a very, very big and huge move that we will be seeing in the upcoming days and weeks, especially because Polkadot showed that there is a lot of strength by breaking through this upward sloping support line and just immediately going back up, breaking through the downward sloping resistance line that became the support line that became a resistance line, and it tested immediately once again, as you can see, the upper downward sloping resistance line of the symmetrical triangle. And that's why I am measuring this out to see how big this potential move could be of Polkadot, and I personally think this will be a huge move towards the upside. If you would like to place a long position, I think if I'm personally just waiting for Polkadot to give me the confirmation by breaking through this downward sloping resistance line and finding support on it, and after that I think we will see a huge move towards the upside being created. And if this move plays itself out, we will see a move of approximately, as you can see, 36%, and this is just an insane move for me on the Polkadot chart, on the 4-hourly time frame, of course. But that would be a Polkadot price of approximately $55, and that's just absolutely insane. So I'm personally very pumped about Polkadot at this particular moment, and especially if I'm right now, I will be moving forward towards the Polkadot compared to Bitcoin chart. And once you see the Polkadot compared to Bitcoin chart, you will be just amazed by this strength of Polkadot that is right now currently, I personally think, outperforming Bitcoin severely, and it's breaking out of this ascending triangle, and ascending triangles, as you know, tend to break out towards the upside. And just to take a quick look where we could strand with Polkadot, I will place a Fibonacci retracement level just on the chart of the previous weeks. I will select the swing high towards the swing low to look at the extension levels on the chart. And if we look at those extension levels right over here, you can take a look at those, and I personally think you can see the chart of Polkadot already broke through the level of resistance of this ascending triangle, this horizontal line. It broke through this resistance, and right now it broke once again through the resistance at the one level at the Fibonacci chart. And I think that's just incredible and amazing to see how Polkadot is performing currently. And my personal opinion is that if Polkadot still performs very well in the upcoming days, we will see a Polkadot heading towards this level of 1.618 Fibonacci level at approximately 0.009 Bitcoin. I know, guys, this is the same, almost the same huge move towards the upside of 36%, and then we will be seeing a Polkadot of approximately $55. Is this movement on the Polkadot compared to Bitcoin chart still goes on? So let's take a look as well at the MACD, you guys. So I will be placing the MACD so everyone can take a look at it. And yes, what we are seeing currently on the Polkadot chart is a huge momentum towards the upside being created. And I'm personally a huge fan of Polkadot, as I said before, but this momentum switch towards the upside, oh my god, I'm really amazed by it. And I must say I was expecting this move towards the upside, but still, you can see that there are each time higher highs being created right over here, and as well over here there's a new higher high being created. And yes, this momentum will be the momentum Polkadot needs to break above this resistance level, what already happened. And I'm personally waiting to see what Polkadot will do, but if Polkadot finds support on this level, or maybe on the Fibonacci level that I just showed you, that would be amazing as well. Especially with this type of momentum, we could see Polkadot surpassing these levels, and that's just something really nice to see on a day like this when Bitcoin is just performing absolutely, well, absolutely unexpected. And I think Polkadot has shown us that the overall crypto space is not a space that one individual can manipulate, and that's why I like crypto so much, because it's a bigger picture what we're looking at. And just stand still today, and I know lots of us had great losses during today's huge dump, especially on Bitcoin and Ethereum and many other coins, but right now I am looking at Polkadot, and I think Polkadot is showing us that the crypto space in general does not care about one specific individual, and we will be seeing a huge move towards the upside on Polkadot in the upcoming days. I'm still waiting for Polkadot to find any type of support, if it is on this previous resistance line or on the Fibonacci level that I just showed you. So we could take a quick look as well at the EMA ribbon, and as you can see on the EMA ribbon, Polkadot, the longs took over right over here, and what we saw afterwards was a huge momentum towards the upside being created, and that's the momentum where we are actually looking at right now and where we are benefiting from. So what I must say that's very important as well to know, that's why I'm heading back towards the Polkadot compared to the US dollar chart, is if Polkadot on the US dollar chart also decides to break above this downward sloping resistance line, we will be seeing this move towards the upside being created, and I personally think this will happen in the upcoming days. But what I must say is very important to know is which levels are we finding resistance on, because resistance is also support on. So I'm very sorry. And which levels we are finding support, because I am a huge fan of Polkadot, but I still would like to know on which levels Polkadot will be finding support in the upcoming days. And that's why I will be placing, once again, a Fibonacci retracement level to look at the extension level, and as well to look if it's possible that Polkadot will be seeing any time of further support once it breaks through these levels. So this huge move towards the upside would be at approximately $55, and what you can see is that there is not any type of resistance all the way in between the $48 and the $62. So if there is enough momentum, guys, and I personally think there isn't enough momentum, and that's why I'm very careful still with this trade, but I am for sure there will be a move towards the upside being created. That's my personal opinion, of course, but I personally think that there still will be a huge move towards the upside being created on Polkadot, especially because Polkadot has been performing very well lately compared to Bitcoin. And if we see a move towards the upside, I personally think that move would be at a level of approximately in between $55. But once we break through the Fibonacci level of 1 and we go towards the $55, I'm not sure there will be enough momentum for Polkadot to head towards even a higher price target. So just to take that in mind and consideration as well, I think Polkadot could bounce back, and I'm personally waiting to see Polkadot, well, finding support on the Fibonacci level at $48. But as you can see, in the past, on these levels, we haven't seen a lot of price movements. So there is not a lot of support or previous resistance as you would like to see it. And that's why I personally think that the levels where we are heading back towards on the Polkadot chart would be more likely to be this level over here at approximately $46. So if we break through, my personal opinion is that Polkadot will be finding support, will be heading towards, no, firstly it will be heading towards a real high target in between the $53 and the $55, and afterwards, if I personally think there won't be enough momentum to head towards the $62, that was the 1.618 Fibonacci level as I just showed you, and we will be dropping back, and I'm personally waiting to see Polkadot finding support on previous resistance at this level over here. And if Polkadot finds support on this orange line, it would be a huge significant move of Polkadot, especially because once again we would be creating a higher high but also a higher low, and this is just the overall type of movements that we would like to see, especially because right now we are still in a huge upward momentum on the Polkadot chart. So I'm waiting for that confirmation of Polkadot breaking out of the symmetrical triangle that I just removed, but I will place it back again so you can see. I'm just waiting for Polkadot to do something over here. Hello, welcome. On today's video, I would like to talk about Bitcoin, Polkadot, and especially why Bitcoin has been crashing so huge and so much on today's chart. And I personally, I'm very disappointed at, for sure, at Elon Musk, because he was just, I'm not sure how to describe it, but I'm just really upset about his behavior and the overall space, because he promoted the cryptocurrency space so much, and right now, just because someone thought Bitcoin used too much energy, he decided to leave the cryptocurrency space. Well, we are not absolutely sure if he decided to remove his entire portfolio, but if he did so, I'm just really upset that he decided to, well, leave us like this and decided to wreck the market right away. And I'm just not a big fan of people that do not keep their promises, and he did not keep his promise. And as you can see, we were seeing this wedge being created and on the Bitcoin chart, and I was really pumped about this wedge, but unfortunately after today's price drop, we saw Bitcoin breaking through this level of upward sloping support, and it broke down to the levels of, well, the lowest wick of this candle was at approximately 46,926. I think even a little bit further down, but that's the price that TradingView is showing me. And I'm just not really pumped about this, especially because you can take a look at Bitcoin and you can see right away that it was heading towards a breakout, a possible breakout towards the upside. But I'm still really glad that we are seeing right now Bitcoin dropping back and finding support on these levels where it found previous support as well. And right now it's trading in between these two blue lines, and what I'm personally just looking at right now is how Bitcoin will be recovering in the upcoming days from this huge dump. And I'm still really bullish on Bitcoin because, as you can see, it did not wreck the entire space, and Bitcoin found support on previous resistance, and that's because it has still enough strength to do so. And my personal opinion is that we will be heading towards higher highs anytime soon. But right now we have to focus on this moment and how Bitcoin will recover from this huge dump that we saw today on the cryptocurrency space. So to take a closer look at this dump, I will be placing a Fibonacci retracement, a Fibonacci extensions level to take a look at. Let's take a look from the swing high towards this swing low. Well, as you can see, I placed my Fibonacci retracement level. I will be zooming in for all of you and all of you who are watching. And you can see that currently we are trading just underneath this left Fibonacci level at 0.236. And that's as well right underneath this support line. I draw as well a little bit higher, of course, at $51,765. Of course, what I'm waiting at this moment is for Bitcoin to break through this level of resistance and find support on it. And if it does so, I think we will see Bitcoin recovering very fast and very good in the short term. Where I'm personally waiting for is for Bitcoin to head towards even higher levels, breaking this level right over here at the 0.382 Fibonacci level. That's as well the golden pocket entry, especially because if Bitcoin finds resistance on the 0.382, I personally will be I will be personally very calm. That's why I tried to say, because if Bitcoin finds support on it, it will mean to me that Bitcoin will be heading towards higher highs in the short term, and we will see Bitcoin recovering very well. So I will remove the Fibonacci levels for you, and I will take a look at the current RSI. And what you can see over here is that Bitcoin, after the drop, it broke down outside of the purple box on the RSI, and I personally think this is good news, and that's as well why we did not saw Bitcoin heading towards even lower digits. And that's because once Bitcoin breaks underneath the purple box or above the purple box, as you could see in the past, there is most of the times there is a trend reversal, especially because the RSI does not like to be on the oversold or overbought side. So right now, as you can see, Bitcoin was oversold and the RSI just went immediately back up inside the purple box. And what I'm currently waiting for is just to see if any type of bullish divergence will be created in the upcoming days. But right now, it does just look like the regular RSI looks. And of course, it's good to take a look at the RSI once in a while to make sure there aren't any hidden bullish divergence or hidden bearish divergence playing themselves out at that particular moment. So I will delete the RSI for this moment and I will switch over towards the MACD. And as you can see on the MACD, downward momentum is being created on Bitcoin, especially after today's dump. And what we are seeing is something like that. So if we take a look at the MACD, the crossover isn't there yet. And you saw right over here, we saw a crossover on the MACD's momentum indicators, and this is always a momentum switch. Once the blue line crosses the orange line, there's always a momentum switch. As you can see over here, we had a small momentum towards the upside, and once again the lines crossed over and we saw a huge momentum towards the downside being created. And here the lines almost crossed over again, but did not so, and that's why we saw the current downtrend still following on the hours after that. So I think this is a very important trend, very important to look at, especially because once the current trend or the current momentum towards the downside ends, and I personally think it will be ending anytime shortly, especially once we see the next crossover. I think we will see a huge momentum towards the upside being created. I personally will be looking at the MACD a lot in the upcoming days and hours to see how Bitcoin will be recovering and if there will be enough momentum to break towards higher highs. And I'm not actually quite afraid, because if you take a look at the RSI overall, at the MACD overall, you see this wick was one of the lowest wicks, and that was when this huge downward momentum was created on the Bitcoin chart. And what you can see right away is that this is actually the lowest point where the MACD has been in the previous weeks, and it does not tend to go anywhere further down. So I am just sure that the MACD will find a type of support on this level and will be heading back and finding upward momentum once the crossover takes place. So that's very important to me. And what I'm personally just looking at as well is the Bitcoin compared to the US dollar, but I will be removing the MACD. And on the Bitcoin compared to the US dollar chart, you will see once again. Oh, I'm very sorry. I meant to say the Ethereum compared to the US dollar chart. So once again, thank you very much for watching my live stream. I'm very pumped that you guys watch this live stream, and if you have any interest, please let me know, and I will be giving you my personal thoughts and the analysis on any type of cryptocurrency at this particular moment and how it will be performing. We could take a quick look at Doge as well. As you can see, Dogecoin, I'm not a huge fan of Dogecoin because I do not tend to buy any type of cryptocurrency that has no fundamental value, and I think Dogecoin has no fundamental value at all. But that's just my personal opinion. For the people that made a lot of money with Dogecoin, that's just huge. And I must admit that I bought Dogecoin as well, but I bought Dogecoin a little bit further when it was way smaller. So I decided to buy Dogecoin like approximately 1 year ago, and afterwards I am very happy that I did buy Dogecoin. It was just a small amount, but I must say I'm not complaining about the profits that I was able to make with Dogecoin. So as you can see, I'm drawing just a few levels of support and resistance on the Dogecoin chart, and currently we're seeing a downtrend on the Dogecoin chart. That's why I personally think that Dogecoin won't be heading towards a higher level, except if people like Elon Musk or other type of influential people with a big portfolio enter the crypto market. Of course, there could be a huge change in the Dogecoin chart, but right now we are seeing each time lower lows being created, and this is just a good indicator of a downtrend that's getting started as well. What you're seeing over here, you could see that if we zoom a little bit in on the Dogecoin chart, you could see on the 4-hourly time frame there was a, if you take a look at this particular moment, you could look that there was a descending triangle being created. It's a small one, but I think each triangle has significance even if they are small. And after that you saw a huge downward momentum towards the downside being created. So I'm personally not a huge fan, and you saw that there's a drop on the Dogecoin chart. So where I'm looking at right now on Dogecoin, if it is possible for Dogecoin to break this current downward trend, and that's why I will be activating the MACD. As you can see, there is a crossover on the MACD, and I think it would be quite possible for Dogecoin in the upcoming days to recover itself, because once there is a crossover on the MACD like we see over here, most of the time we will see a momentum towards the upside being created, and if the momentum towards the upside is created, we could be seeing something possible like this, and that would be as well very interesting move towards the upside, and as well a price movement on the Dogecoin chart. So that's right now just the MACD, and where I'm actually always looking at each type of chart. It doesn't matter which type of coin I'm looking at that certain moment, but I always want to recognize if there is any type of bullish or bearish divergence being created on the RSI and in the price chart as well. So like what we are seeing right now is that, as you could see over here on these levels, when Dogecoin was at 71 cents, Dogecoin was far above the purple box on the RSI, and that's just not a good sign, because once a coin, each doesn't matter which type of coin, is overbought, it tends to go down towards the purple box on the RSI, and I know the RSI likes to stay in between these two lines and likes to bounce in between the lines over there. And you can see we are not recognizing any type of bullish or bearish divergence at this certain moment, because as you can see over here, there are no higher high. There is a higher lower low on the chart, but there is also a lower low on the RSI, as you can see over here. So this is nothing significant to look at, and if we, that's just to look at the bearish divergence, bullish divergence. But if we take a look at the bearish divergence, there's nothing to worry about that will push the price of Dogecoin even further down, because as you can see over here, there is a lower high on the chart over here, and as well over here. Well, I'm sorry for the last one over here, but that doesn't matter, because on the RSI you are seeing as well lower highs each time being created, and that's just something that does not amaze me at all. So right now for Dogecoin, I don't think there is a lot of potential towards the upside. Maybe Dogecoin will be trading sideways in the upcoming days, but for the moment I don't think there will be a huge momentum towards the upside. But if it does so, I will take a look at the EMA ribbon, and as you can see, the shorts are actually, they just took over the long positions. So it's just very important for Dogecoin to stay above this yellow line, because this is a huge momentum, because that's the 20-day moving average. And if we take a look at the 20-day moving average on the Dogecoin chart, we are taking a look at the 20-day moving average, and right now we are just underneath the 20-day moving average. If we take a look a little bit further back, the last time this happened was during this downtrend of Dogecoin, and after that downtrend, a huge momentum towards the upside was being created. But I'm personally still waiting for any type of significant indication on the chart or on one of the indicators that will tell me that Dogecoin will be heading towards these higher levels anytime shortly. And if Dogecoin does so, of course I will be there, because I'm not a huge fan of coins without any type of fundamental value. But if there is a chance to place a long position once a coin breaks towards the upside, I am not regretting that. I will not be the one that is regretting that did not place that long position at that moment, even if the signs were clearly there. So my personal opinion is, right now for Dogecoin will be trading sideways in between these two levels of support and resistance, especially because there is not a lot of momentum either on the MACD or on the RSI. There's not any type of bullish or bearish divergence that we can look at this particular moment, and I am not spotting any type of triangle or bull flag or wedge that we could see at this moment. So that's just important to look at this moment. Well, I'm not a huge fan of drawing triangles like that, but we could be seeing a descending triangle. You could, if you want to recognize a pattern in this chart, I would be placing a descending triangle, especially because over here. But as you can see, this pattern is almost at the end of the pattern, and it already broke towards the downside and found support immediately on the support level of 41 cents. So for Dogecoin at this current moment, I just think Dogecoin will be trading sideways, as I showed you before, and I'm personally waiting for more significant indicators to tell me how Dogecoin will be performing in the upcoming days. We can take a look at Dogecoin as well on the Dogecoin compared to Bitcoin chart, and what I'm seeing here as well is a descending triangle being created. Immediately you can take a look at it, and I will place the trend lines for you so you can take a look at it as well, and you can take a look at it like I do. And what you're seeing is a move towards the downside, especially when there is a descending triangle being created after a downward momentum like this. What tends to happen is that the cycle will proceed even further, and that would mean that Dogecoin will be dropping down towards even lower price targets in the upcoming days. And if it does so, well, let's take a quick look. I'm personally not, I don't know if this will happen, especially because it already broke through the descending triangle on the Dogecoin compared to US dollar chart. But it's very important to look at the Bitcoin chart, because the Bitcoin chart is really significant, and we are looking right now at the 4-hourly time frame, and we were looking at the 4-hourly time frame as well on the US dollar chart. And that's why after I measured this possible dump towards the downside of approximately, let's take a quick look, 32%, I will be taking a look right now to the daily candle chart and taking a look at how Dogecoin is playing itself out over there. And yes, what we're seeing here is as well, this descending triangle can be drawn, and once a descending triangle can be drawn, I think we will be heading towards even lower levels. What is very important to know is where possible resistance and support will be. At this particular case, it will be support, and I think we will see, if we are looking just at the short term, we will be seeing support in these levels. But if this move tends to play out towards the downside, we will be breaking through these levels, and a move of 36% will be going all the way back towards these levels over here. And that's just a huge dump for Dogecoin, especially because then I personally think a downward momentum will be started, because there is not any type of higher low being created at this particular moment. There still is a higher low being created, but if Dogecoin breaks even further down and finds support on this level where it found support previously, I think that won't be any good sign, especially because then we will be seeing on the Dogecoin chart a type of head and shoulders pattern playing itself out, and head and shoulders pattern tend to break down towards the downside as well, just as the descending triangle. So Dogecoin does not look that good to me at this certain moment, but I will still monitor Dogecoin during the upcoming days. So this was the live stream for now. Does anyone have any type of questions, or would like me to show you a coin that you specifically want me to discuss at this particular moment, or are there any other type of questions? No. Well guys, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you found it very interesting during this live stream. I was really pumped to show you my knowledge and give you personally even more knowledge of the crypto space. And I will be joining you tonight as well on a second live stream about cryptocurrencies and the overall market. So I see there is one new viewer on today's live stream, so I was just closing right now, but if you want to ask a question, or if you would like to know something specific about a particular coin, please don't hesitate to ask. I will be answering your questions, and I will be giving you my personal opinion and my technical analysis on that particular coin. If you would like me to discuss Bitcoin, don't hesitate to ask. Ethereum or any other type of coin, I'm just here waiting for you to ask me whatever you want to know on the cryptocurrency space in general. Otherwise, I will start right now by discussing, for example, XRP. I'm a huge fan of XRP. I think XRP is a well-performing asset, and what we can see right here on the XRP chart is we can still see, even after today's huge dump. I will be placing this a little bit further like this. Even after today's huge dump on Bitcoin, we are still seeing on the XRP compared to US dollar chart this beautiful symmetrical triangle on the chart. And I think this symmetrical triangle is just something really amazing to take a look at, especially because once XRP breaks out of this pattern, we will be seeing a potential huge move towards the upside being created. And if this move towards the upside plays itself out, it will be just really amazing to see. And just do not forget, we are right now looking at the daily chart with the daily candles, and when move like this plays itself out on the daily candles, most of the times it's more likely that a move like this will be a huge move towards the upside, especially because on the daily candles, moves and patterns are more significant than if you're looking at these patterns on the 4-hourly time frame or on the even shorter time frames like the 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, etc. And you can see on the upward sloping support line, XRP already touched 3 times right now, and today it did not even broke through this upwards sloping support line of this symmetrical triangle. So if XRP tends to break out towards the upside, we will be seeing a huge move being created, and that's why I'll be switching right now, right away, over to the 4-hourly time frame. And what you can see is on this time frame, XRP already broke a few times above this line, and that's why I will be adjusting this line, because right here XRP has a little bit more time to just break out of this pattern. And if XRP does break out of this pattern in the short term, we will be seeing a huge pump towards the upside being created, and that's why I will be measuring this symmetrical triangle for all the viewers at this particular moment and looking at the possible price target of XRP in the short term and where it will be heading towards. So if XRP breaks through this downward sloping resistance line and found support on it, I think we will be seeing a huge move towards the upside being created. Where we have to also look at is, of course, these levels of support and resistance, and right now I am just taking a quick look at those and drawing those for you, because on this particular chart I did not draw them in advance, so that's just something I need to do right now. Yes, perfect. And you can take a look, if this move plays itself out on the XRP chart, we will be seeing a huge potential move towards the upside of approximately, let's take a look, 78%. So this is amazing news for people that are holding or have long positions already on XRP that they didn't cash out during the previous uptrend. But if this move plays itself out, it will be a huge move towards the upside. And I'm personally just waiting for this pattern to give me a confirmation to enter a long position on XRP. And if XRP breaks through this downward sloping resistance line and finds support on it, or it finds support on the support levels over here, I think a huge move will be inevitable towards the upside. And I'm just waiting for this confirmation of XRP by finding support or on the downward sloping previous resistance and becoming support, or on this level of resistance and as well becoming support on this, finding support on this orange box over here. That's very important to me, so I'm waiting just for that confirmation. And where we can take a look at as well are the Fibonacci levels, and I will be placing those for you so you can take a look at the Fibonacci extension levels, and so we can as well measure from the swing high towards the swing low and take a look at the possible levels of resistance. As you can see, the predicted price target would be at approximately $2.73, but that's as well just above the Fibonacci levels 1.618 over here, you guys. And if XRP breaks through this level at approximately $2.64, I personally think if it tends to go even higher, we will be finding support on this level. If XRP does so, we will be creating once again on the XRP chart a new higher high on the overall, if we look at the overall trend. And I'm not personally sure if that will be the end of XRP and if it will stop over there, because I have seen XRP performing in the past, especially during the bull run of 2017, and I personally think that if XRP makes a huge move towards the upside just like this, we will be seeing just even higher digits and even higher price target being reached after that. And as well, on the Bitcoin chart, we are seeing that if you choose to draw a trend line from this point over here, it's not the beginning of the bull market, but it's the in-between pump. You can see that there's still, from that moment on, we have an uptrend. And if we take a look even better, it's not just an uptrend that we're seeing at that moment, it's as well this amazing ascending triangle once again playing itself out on the XRP chart. And this ascending triangle gives us not just the confirmation of this symmetrical triangle on the 4-hourly chart compared to the US dollar, but it's also telling us that XRP will be following the previous trend, and that's just obviously this huge uptrend that we saw on the XRP chart. And I personally think that we will be seeing XRP once again making a huge move towards the upside like this. And even today, while Bitcoin decided to drop, XRP found resistance, I'm very sorry about that, found support once again on this upwards sloping support line of this ascending triangle. And this is just so incredibly important because we already had 2 touch points in the past, and right now we are seeing the 3rd touch point being created. And after this touch point, where I'm waiting for is, as I showed with many other coins before, but I'm waiting for XRP to break through this level of horizontal resistance of this ascending triangle, and afterwards breaking through towards the upside, creating a move of approximately 78%. So it's just amazing to see what the potential is for XRP in the upcoming weeks, and that's why I'm really pumped to just wait for the confirmation of XRP and start to placing a long position. So right now, if anyone has questions, don't hesitate to ask. Otherwise, I will be stopping with the live stream. But if anyone has any type of questions, don't hesitate to ask on the comments down below. You can send me, for example, Dogecoin or ETH, and I will take a look at that particular coin that you want me to discuss at that certain moment. Otherwise, guys, do not forget to hit the like button on this live stream. And if you're interested in trading with cryptocurrencies, do not forget to use the link down below as well, and you will be able to use with this link, you will be able to start your own Femex, Bybit, and other accounts. So do not forget to do so. But most importantly, do not forget to like this video. And if you're interested in even more live stream or more crypto updates, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. So once again, have a very nice day, and I will be having a live stream just in a couple of hours. So bye.